Hey everyone, and welcome back to BMX News, a live weekly BMX news show that happens at Friday, every single Friday, 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, where I talk about everything that happened in the previous week within the world of BMX that I think you guys might care about. That being said, with this being live, we've got a whole bunch of people in the chat right now. Travis Schramm, Kyle McDonald having a chat from the U.S. all the way to Ireland. Old Fat Guy BMX Stoney is in here. We've got Kevin Jackson as well. Thank you for tuning in. If you want to see one of these, tune in just to the channel, 10 a.m. on a Friday. It'll happen. First thing I want to talk about is I want to let everyone know that we are having a Halloween costume chili jam at Apple Creek Trails tomorrow, this coming Saturday. There is a best costume contest that'll be judged around 3 p.m. for $50, and chili is going to be available at 1 p.m. until it's gone. So if you need directions on how to get here, hit me up and I will help you out. But if you're in the area, make sure you come out. Should be a good time. The trails are awesome. This line right here is the best that it has ever been, ever before. So I hope to see some of you there, and wear a costume if you come, because you could win $50. Moving on from there, we got a couple things before we get into the videos from this week. So we had all of the Vans The Circle 2022 video contest videos. Wow, that's a lot to say. Uploaded and available to watch and vote on right now. So we've got 18 different bike shops all around the world that are competing in this with videos that they put together with their crews. For example, Source with their crew. What's another one that we could talk about? The one in the U.S. was King's Ride Shop USA, Dan Crook, Jordan, Trevor. Then one that I definitely wanted to make sure I talked about and shouted out was 360 Bike Shop in Spain, because their entire team was made up of lady shredders. That's pretty cool that they took this opportunity and used it. Maybe not used it, but they took this opportunity and had the lady shredders ride in this video. And they might be, I didn't go through every single rider list, but they might be the only girls that are in this entire video contest. So with that being said, I did watch through that video. I didn't watch through any of the other ones, but purely for the fact that they took that opportunity to do that, I'm going to put my vote for them right now. And you guys should watch all of them before you vote, but I'm gonna just do it. Boom. Okay. The link to vote will be in the description down below, as well as a link to the page with all of the videos on it. I'm just adding it right now. So go on there, watch them all, vote for the one that you think wins. Women's BMX needs way more of that. I mean, just BMX in general. I've seen so many people, and I don't mean to get on a tangent here, but I've seen a lot of like negative comments about like, oh, women's BMX isn't at the level of men's BMX, and all you have to do is be able to do a tail whip and backflip, and you could be a professional women's BMX rider. And it's like, yeah, and at a certain point in men's riding, that's all you had to do to be a professional BMX rider too. So I don't know. I don't see any purpose to talking down on it whenever it is what it is, and you're not going to, it's pointless. The progression that's happening is faster than that of the dudes right now, and there's no denying that. So moving on from there, we got into some videos right now. we've got Hyper's Conor Stitt. If you don't know who Conor Stitt is, watch this video, then go over to his Instagram page and see the insanity, because this kid is getting so good that like this video is already outdated. There isn't a flip whip in here. There isn't a front flip in here. There's some flares and tail whips and things. But literally this kid can he's 11 years old. He can front flip, flip whip. I think I saw him do a flip double whip. He's just killing it. And he's a rad kid with a rad family. I've met both of his parents, and every time I see them, they're super nice, super chill, and definitely not any type of mad dadness going on with that family, at least from what I've experienced. So moving on from there, we got some trails stuff for you. The Mosh at Posh 2022. This is a quick video from the Mosh at Posh. There's also a link on BMX Union to the Caddy Woods 2022 Jam, which I think just went down the day before this one. Then we've got the highlights from the park contest of Backyard Jam 2022 at Adrenaline Alley. Look at that. I'm assuming that's a nose bonk to suicide. Can't get it further out than that. Then we've got King of the Jungle. So this is a BMX contest / jam that is essentially qualified for by submitting clips. So it says here, to qualify, you need to submit your clips in, and from there you can come compete in the competition. It says riders are starting to come from other countries to participate, with the furthest being in Argentina. This jam goes down in Italy, and if you take a look at the skate park that this is in, it is definitely a great layout for a well-rounded contest. I mean, they've got this box jump and wall ride, and I want to see somebody grind that. Big quarter pipe after it, but then they've got these ledges with the A-frame getting wider to like a pyramid with a rail on it. There's just a lot, and a quarter pipe going down. You can see the Euro with the rail. Just seems like a really good, well-rounded layout. So check it out if you want to see a bunch of people who you may have not seen before. And also some names you have seen. Santiago Laverde and Emma Silva. Next up, we've got Compression BMX. It says Section Trail and Friends 2022. So this is some more trails. This is 6.5 minutes of trails. And I think that it's pretty cool that there's 2 different trails videos to talk about this week. I mean, just clicking through this, the trails look amazing. There's different sets. These are in the woods. The other ones are out in the open. Maybe they're part of the same thing, but there's a lot there. Dang, they're roasting that. So if you like trails, check that one out. Then we have the official Act Jam 2022 highlights. I like the Club Poor Boy logo for Backbone there. But this one is almost 9 minutes long. So the previous video we talked about was just Colony's highlights. This is the official highlights for everything. So check this one out if you would like to see what else happened. Next up, Colt North. This is 18 minutes, 18.5 minutes of footage from where they were, where did it say? It's a road trip. Does it say where? Just says heading north. So we've got Preston Oakert, Poor Homie Rich, High Desert, Anthony Panza, Max Vu, Marcel Anderson, Dakota Roche, Eddie Cuella, and Vish for 18.5 minutes. It's pretty sweet. And I watched through like half of it. A lot of really good riding in here. And Poor Homie Rich, man, that dude is underrated in BMX. He kills it. Seriously, kills it. I feel like, yeah, he's riding for Colt, but I feel like he doesn't quite get as much love as he deserves. Dude goes huge and is so good, and he's a really nice person. Next up, some product-related things. Taraliba, I don't know how you actually say that, but they're Butcher's Stem promo. So this is a promo video from over in Japan, and if we take a look at the end of the video here, you can see their stems. So they have a top load, which I think this writing in here just looks really sick, to be honest. And then the name up here at the top, they've got a front load and a top load. Here's the top load. It's made from 7 series aluminum. There's the specs on it. Then they've got a front load as well. I love this logo. I forget what band that is similar to. Is it Led Zeppelin? It's got to be Led Zeppelin. And then there's the front load. Specs are here, also made from 7 Series aluminum. I would be curious to find out if they're made in Japan or not. That would be pretty cool. So moving on from there, we've got Caden Cernius talking about his signature 2023 complete Misfit bikes from Fit. There's a 16-inch and a 14-inch, and he talks about all of the specs of these entire bikes. Literally goes through the entire spec lists. Then we move on to quick questions with Emma Finnegan from the Bloom BMX. So Emma Finnegan is a rider from the UK, has a lot of sponsors, and there's some questions with her in here. Lots of good stuff and insight, and maybe some inspiration. Yo, Huck Karinsky with the $20 super chat. Thank you. Thank you for the support. I really appreciate that. Moving on from there, we've got Jordan Goodwin. I want to hear him tell me what it is because I've heard so many different people say both. Jordan Godwin, top 5 spots, running through what his favorite 5 spots are, and there's clips of each of them in there. We get the fun fact at the end that he could have done the Ice Hard 180 on the Hollywood High rail the same day that Ty Morrow did the 360. Pretty cool. So then moving on from there, I did a live stream video chat with Tate Ruskelly last night talking about BMX and highlighting his new complete bike from GT. Pretty awesome when you take a look at this bike that it is a full chromoly frame, fork, and handlebars. It's got, I believe, it's got a sealed bottom bracket, 3-piece cranks that are 22 millimeters and 48 splined. That is awesome to see on a complete bike. It's got a sealed front hub, even with it being a Skyway mag. It is sealed. And did I mention it's a Skyway mag? It's got brakes, sealed rear cassette. It's just like the level of what you would want to get for the best quality complete bike without going to like aftermarket parts all over the place. It's pretty awesome to see that for Tate, and we talk a bit about it in here and just talk about bikes and ideas and creative stuff and about his riding and some of the things that he's done lately. I think we're going to do another one sometime soon as well because this one was only 45 minutes long. So check all that out and check your local bike shop to see if they might have a bike with a mag wheel on it in there. How long has it been other than with the Hutch stuff and people who just want mags on bikes that there was a complete bike in a bike shop with mags on it? It's awesome. Next up, a couple podcasts that came out this week. First up, Julian Molina's Unclicked podcast. Hearing him talk was pretty sweet because we haven't really had that as far as being in the public eye goes, and he seems to be a pretty grounded dude. He talks about farming in here. He wanted to buy a farm. It was like his dream to buy a farm, and he did it, and he's farming, and I don't know. It's a cool listen. I think if you want to get some more insight on Julian Molina, and if you're not aware of who Julian Molina is, he is a rider who rides for, I think, GT, Vans. Yeah, these are the obvious ones. GT and Vans. And he only has one leg, and he kills it even so. Next up, we've got Canode Nose with Trey Jones. This one is 2.5 hours long. They talk about Swamp Fest and all different stuff. And I don't remember specifically what things, like if there's been a lot of repeat and overlap between this and previous ones with Trey, but they talked about his no fun part, and it was a good conversation to listen to, I think. And Trey talking about his outlooks on, the internet and professional BMX riders and all of that good stuff that happens. Bobby does a fantastic job, as not enthusiastic as he looks right there. There, that's better. Got a smile. So on that note, thank you guys for tuning in. come to the trail jam at Apple Creek tomorrow. Send me a message on Instagram if you need directions out. I'll help you out. I'll tell you where to park. I'll tell you how to get down in there, and be ready for a good time. I hope to see somebody there. If one of you comes from the Seeing BMX News to the jam tomorrow, I will be stoked. So on that note, thank you for tuning in, and we will see you tomorrow for Cornhucket After Dark, episode 2, where there was a fire and people riding on the fire, including Dave Norrie, a rail over the fire. Then they took the rail to the trails and lit it on fire, where Mason White proceeded to do a gap to rail, and it's just a good one. So thanks for tuning in, and we will see you there. Have a good day.